Hello, Sid. How is it now? Better? Good. Hello, Lily. 4D from UK. Good to see you, dear. It looks all green here. It's the best quality that it could show me. And the picture is actually interactive. It moves when I move my hand a little bit. Actually missed my hand, I guess. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Lily says, how long should it take to get over someone? It's up to you. It could take like this if you really can understand what you're going through, why you're acting, behaving, thinking the way you're doing. And if you really can analyze everything the way it is, not the way you wished it to be or perceived it, hoped for it, or expectations, just see it if it's suitable or not, if it was suitable or not, if it was positive or not, and see it all exactly as you should view it from outside of you, rather than just being in the fire and say, why is it so hot? Just come out of it and see that's a fire. I don't want to be in there. But if you're just focusing on the warmth of the fire and not being aware that this is a fire, not a regular expected good condition that you hoped or you thought that you imagined in an illusion that this is a wonderful atmosphere, then you would come out of it when you see what it is. So step out, look from outside at that relationship that you were in, see the pros and cons of it, and see if that would be acceptable if it would have continued. Where would it go? And then you could see, you have all the facts. Based on those facts, make a logical decision and see if it's fulfilling or if it's of any benefit to you to stay and sob about it, or simply say, the hell with it. I'm far more valuable than spending my life like that, always worried about if it's going to be okay or not, how's the reaction would be in that relationship. Why would you put yourself through that? If it's not a positive environment with good key, good energy, step out of it. So if you look at it that way, then it can happen like that, because you are in love with your life. You can see opportunities out there. You love to explore them. And your life is not hanging on a relationship to bring you that illusory, fictitious happiness that is dependent on some kind of a relationship in which there is you and somebody else, so you're hanging on that person's proper behavior or treatment of you, rather than you counting on yourself to treat yourself well and be in control of your own ship, navigate it properly, and exactly see where you're going, open horizon, be in control of it as much as possibly you could. But leaving the helms in the control of somebody else and then hoping that it will go to the destination that you're hoping to go, it will be navigated the way that you would hope that they would navigate through the ocean of life and negotiate the waves, well, then obviously you're at the mercy of somebody else being the captain of your life. But if you can see all these things, then decision is easy, and your feelings is about how you're thinking. So if you change your thinking through this analysis and this process that we just talked about, then your thinking changes, then your feeling changes. Because it is the thought that brings the feeling. Feeling doesn't show by itself unless you're being poked and say, okay, I feel that. That's different. But in life, specifically in a broken relationship, what you think about it, that's how you feel about it. For that, perhaps you want to go to a seminar I did in local university a couple of years ago called The End of Fear. And you go through that maybe 45 minutes that I was invited in this group by this group in this university, talking about the relationship between fear and thoughts, feelings and thoughts, and how powerful the mind is. And that power could be used in different ways. In one way that I've demonstrated physically on that video, on that seminar, or on the other ways that would actually bring you down to your tears and make your life miserable. It's all coming from your own center. You're the boss of that. You regulate that. You create that. So maybe watch that video and see if you can pick up something from it. It's about 45 minutes, and I think it's the only time that anyone, I'd say, in the world brought these concepts together at the same, in the same seminar, putting them together, relating the fear and the thought and the emotions and willpower all together. So perhaps it would be something interesting for you guys. All right. Stian says, 26-year-old male from Norway. Thank you, Stian. Says, hello, Mehran. Good to see you here. And your voice again. Okay, great. Good to see that you could join in. Nice that the connection is great again. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, the connection is good. Could be, I changed the Mac. I have a Mac that is a Mac Air, and the other one is Mac Pro. And the Mac Pro, I upgraded it to Mojave operating system. And even though it's got more memory in that than this one, and more free memory in that than this one, but somehow it's been lagging, so I don't know. And this one is pretty full in memory. I guess memory has nothing to do with it, but it looks okay. So Gerald says, we broke up a month ago. Gerald, the rule here is that I need to know where you're tuning in from, how old you are, how old she was or is, and what your gender is. Obviously, I can see it from your picture, but it would be helpful to just give me those 3 parameters, 3 characteristics. Where you're tuning in from, how old you are if you're a man or woman, and preferably how old your partner is or was. So I'll get back to you as soon as I have that info, Gerald. That's our protocol here. So I'll know my demographics and who I'm talking to. That helps me to tailor-make the response to your age, to your possibly background, if I know where you're tuning in from, and your gender. You know, so that will all be helpful. Gerald says from San Francisco. Okay, that's part of it. The rest. Lily said, thank you. What about all the memories, especially with it being Christmas? They're painful. Yes, I understand that. But Christmas is not about your past relationship. Christmas, you're supposed to be focusing on celebrations and your spiritual feelings. And I don't care what religion you have. I mean, you can have any religion you wish, but you can still celebrate Christmas. It's nothing wrong with it. I grew up in a Muslim country, but from childhood, my mom always had a Christmas tree up. My uncle would bring a Christmas tree from his huge orchard. That was his business, and we would decorate the Christmas tree and put gifts all around it. And we would also celebrate our own Nowruz, which was the 6,000 years old tradition of the New Year equinox, which was in usually 20th, 21st of March. So What's wrong with that? So that's what you should be focusing on. Christmas is not about memory of the past. It's about welcoming the new. That's why it's a new event every year. You're celebrating something that just is new. Yeah? And going forward towards a new year. So get into the spirit of the new things. Buy new things. Focus on friends that you have. Focus on the actuality of life here, now. Not the death of the past. What's the use of these memories if you keep wanting to stay in them and then sob about it that I don't have something that doesn't exist? Why would you want to smother yourself and submerge yourself in something that you don't have? That's a make-believe. It's like if I want a new riding boots and I don't have it, and I keep thinking about, oh, the old boots that I had, or I imagine I have this. What for? Wasting my time. Why don't I focus on what can I do now? Which boot I can use, old or not? How can I manage a new one so I can go riding? You know, I might be facetious here, being funny here, but it's not really. There's a message in it. If you go into your memory, what do you find? You'll find recordings of some things that at one time was real. Like you watch a recording of a theater. That's a movie, that's a play, but it's a recording. At one time, it was live performance. But you can't be watching it and thinking, okay, I'm now in connection with a live performance. And then clap, and then whistle, and then none of that will go carry through. You're just making fun of yourself. If you want to look at that memory or that movie of that theater and enjoy the memory, that's okay. But if you want to say, oh, that I don't have, I want, that's torturing yourself for no reason and serves no good to you. So when you go into the memories, because in the memory, everything is set and organized and was presenting a certain order as how things were. Your mechanical process is recorded in your memory, the way you were doing things in a given day, including your partner, and all those mechanical processes, all those things that you were doing during the day, to go to work and then to meet each other somewhere, or to go some event or places, the things that you were doing, whether including your partner or not, that was your mechanical process. And through that mechanical process, a certain order was created. Order of things, how things were in your life. Through that order, your mind, your brain, your mind finds security. Now what has happened is that because that order is broken, because that order was based on the relationship that you had, we're talking about the relationship order. Because that order doesn't exist anymore, because you've broken up, you're missing the way things were. You're not necessarily missing the guy. You're just missing the way things were, which the guy was part of it. Now, if you hang in there and focus on the actuality, build new, go and welcome the new things, and plan on getting new things, and having your life set and plan for it in a certain way that creates new mechanical processes, the things that you can individually continue. Because you can't have the same mechanical process as before, because before it was the two of you that had created all those things that you were involved in during daytime. The stuff that you're still master of, you're still involved, you still create, continue and add more things to it. Through those new mechanical processes, you will create a new order eventually. That new order will give you that security that your mind wants and had. And through that security, you will settle down, you'll be focused and involved, interactive with the actuality of life. Then things will be okay. So at this moment, what you're really facing with is a bunch of memories that are good for nothing because they cannot be used to create a new order. Instead, you should be focusing on creating a new order for yourself so you will feel free again and in control again. And then simply be one with the life, not with the death of the past. Because if you stay in your memory, if you logically look at it, all you're doing, you're creating a life in your mind, it's living, but it's actually coming, that living is the death of the past, because everything that you're thinking of, memory is the past. Past is dead, doesn't exist. So your life, what you call living, would be death of the past. Don't do that to yourself. Face it. It didn't work out. The guy is gone, whether you told him to go or he left or whatever, it didn't work out. Trust the universe, trust the life, trust the flow of your life, trust the flow of this river. That is how it should have been for you, so you will have an opportunity to go forward, explore new things. You could never explore new things until you get off your ass and move to go to new places. Otherwise, you cannot call yourself an explorer by sitting on your chair. And the same way here, you could not meet somebody else, you cannot have a new life if you simply stay in the past and not give opportunity to the new stuff and the happenings of life as the actuality of it is, as it's happening, and be part of it in order to meet the new and then go forward. This is an opportunity for you to explore more, further, not just be where you were and hope to fix something that wasn't really working. Why wasn't it working? Because it's not. So you can be sure that it's not worth thinking about it, because if it was going to work, it would have worked then. But something that you're sure it's not working, you're sitting around hoping that it would come back to work. Why would you put yourself through that kind of a mentality? Accept the fact that it didn't work, therefore it's not working. It's not worth your time to think about it, other than enjoying some memories if you like. But that's life. It's Christmas or not, you're strong enough, wise enough to understand that this is an opportunity for new things, new experiences. Explore life in a forward motion. That's what you should focus on. Christmas or not, memory comes, okay, great. But you don't have to sit there and, oh, yeah, okay. Also, when the memory comes, says, oh yeah, okay, that's a memory of something that didn't work. And I know why it didn't work, so I don't want to think about it anyhow. I'll go on with my life. Now, let's see if we have Jared here. Ah, Jared, 51 and she's 53. All right. Jared says, I'm Filipino and she's German. No emotions, we were together for a year. No emotions, we were together for a year. The 8 months was awesome. Then it stopped. Jared says, we broke up a month ago and I can't stop thinking of her. I play our music that used to listen and I can't to snap out of it. Yeah, you play the music. It's like saying, I have this open wound here and I keep stabbing it with a sharp knife and I wonder why it hurts. I don't know why it hurts. Well, get the cue. What you're doing is why it hurts. You can't snap out of it because you keep bringing memories that make you think that you should keep thinking about it. By keep thinking about it, you're conditioning yourself deeper and deeper in that mud that you're sitting in. You're falling into a little hole. It's muddy and it's stuck on you. What you should be doing, you should be trying as best as you can to climb out of it. Not to sit in there and say, oh, this mud is so sticky. I can't get out of it. Maybe I should enjoy it. It's so soft. And you're trying to make a good situation out of a shitty situation. So you put the music to do what? What does it do? To enforce the memory you have of that person. To bring about all the files that made you feel emotional. when you keep doing that, your synaptic neurons are practicing what you want to forget. It is no different than saying that keep playing the piano and say, I want to forget how to play piano, but you keep playing it. And you say, I can't snap out of it because you keep playing it. The synaptic neurons are creating more and more bridges between the two, which allows these information to travel better and faster and more efficient, which means hardly you're gonna forget playing piano or this girl. So the more you continue thinking about it, playing that music, the stuff that will trigger you to think about however your relationship was, you're strengthening your memory. If you would like to watch a video that I have called, it says how to delete your memory, you will see in that video I've explained clearly what happens in your mind when you want to forget someone and why you can't forget someone, and what happens, what things that you shouldn't be doing and you should be doing in order to move on. Playing the music that you guys like constantly is going to recondition you stronger and stronger. It's like a practice. Remember they used to say practice makes perfect? Because the more you practice of something, the more synaptic neurons and the bridges between the neurons are created. And the more of that is created, the less you can do other things. So sometimes when you want to learn new things, you have to unlearn the old things, meaning you got to cause the synaptic neurons, the bridges, to be deleted, erased. So it will create new bridges available and free for you. So the new information, new things that you want to learn could be the information that passes through these bridges between the neurons. And because there's a limited number of these can be created, you can't constantly learn all these and keep him there and keep him active and then expect to learn new things. It's like if you want to learn something new and something that you're not using, you haven't used for a while, naturally you will forget it. Like if you've been playing good piano but you didn't play it for a couple of years, you're not as good as you were 2 years ago. Why? Because when you don't play it, these bridges are going to be marked and the system of your brain will go around it and destroys the bridges that are not being used. So they are now open and ready to be used for something new that you want to learn. That's how they replace. So if you want to be sharp at something and you want to learn something new, then you better unlearn some of the stuff that you don't like that is interfering with your focus. Because the more of this garbage are there, the more it interferes with your focus of whatever it is that you want to be good at. So in order to be good at something that you like to be good at, you got to forget and let go of the stuff that is bothering you. And what bothers you is in your memory. How you delete them, I've explained in that video, how to delete your memory. Because then it will take away the focus that you want to put on the new stuff. It will take it away from the stuff that you shouldn't be focused on, you shouldn't be occupied with. In order to do that, you got to destroy the bridges. And that happens by the stuff that I explained in that video, how to delete your memory. That's a short way of explaining to you that the more you think about something, the more you will think about that something. The less you will think about something, the faster you will forget about something. So if you really want to forget about her, snap out of it, as you say, then stop listening to those musics. Stop thinking about those memories. And as the memories come, say, yeah, okay, I recognize that was nice. Okay, fine. But, you know, it's not going to do me any good. And I want to focus on the now, on the present, on the actuality, on the living, on how life is progressing, not how it did. I don't want to perceive life as I see them. I want to see it as it is. I want to observe it. So on that note, then you will know what things you should stay away, what things you should submerge yourself into it. Submerge yourself in the new things and things that you want to learn and go forward with, rather than you can't keep looking back and drive forward. You're going to crash into something. or you'll just get stuck, won't go anywhere. I guess you get the gist of it. So hope that would be helpful to you, and you can watch that video of how to delete your memory. That will be helpful. Okay, Ross says, Ross changed my name, says, hi Megan. Last I looked in the mirror, I was a man. But Megan, I wonder. You probably would. Is G and H? Oh yeah, G and H is right beside each other. So I would say that's a mistake. But then what happened to the R? At least we need that. If it was Mehran, I would figure it out. Okay, it's a G mistake. Anyhow, Ross says, hi, Megan. Hope you are well. I don't know. I'll ask her. Male 30 UK. Thank you for that. I feel emotionally numb now. I want to have a healthy relationship, but can't seem to fall for anyone anymore. Why do you want to fall for anyone? Qualify them. When you say you want to fall for anyone, it means you don't care if they qualify or not. You just want to love someone. And how can you love someone without really knowing her? And that's not love, that's lust. You miss sex. And if you think this way, the first girl that you're going to have sex with, you're going to think you love her. Lust and love are different. Having sex with a woman and actually being in love with a woman is different. It may seem the same because the heights of emotion makes you think, oh, I'm so emotional about it. I desire her so much. That must be love. No, that's desire. Desire for pleasure. And you know that she is in control of the pleasure that you so highly are seeking. But that's not love. So don't try to fall for someone. Just try to find an acquaintance and see if she's qualified to bond on consciousness level. And that way you will experience something wonderful, but not lose your own perception of life and give into her way of life just because she's a female and you want sex and you want that companionship. And Ross says, I feel as though I'm holding back for fear of getting hurt. How should I fix this? Don't worry, you're a man. You're designed to get hurt. So what? You get hurt. Hurt what? What gets hurt? What gets hurt, guys? When you meet someone, you hardly know her. We're talking about one kind of relationship. A man who meets a woman. Now you fix it to whatever relationship you may be having. When you meet a woman, what you think you know her, you think you love her, you have a relationship with her. No. You have an image of her. You create an image of her in your mind. And you have an image of you, about you, in your mind. She has an image of her, about herself, in her mind. And she creates an image of you, about you, in her mind. These two images are having a relationship. You don't even know her yet, but you're in a relationship with her, right? And that relationship is not between you and her. And when you guys break up, you guys didn't break up. You guys didn't even know her, didn't have a relationship. Your images had a relationship, and now your images realize that, okay, you know, that's not working. These two images are not compatible, and they break up. If you really understand that, you will see that the one that you were in a relationship, you really didn't love her because you didn't know her to love her. How could you know her? Well, the same way that you get to know yourself. Do you know yourself? No, you don't. You think this is your body, this is your face, this is your money, this is your education, and that's what you think you are. And these are your urges and desires. But you are put together from your consciousness, by your consciousness, your thoughts. Do you know how thoughts are created? Do you know how your consciousness was created? That consciousness and the contents of that consciousness is who you are, is your center. And you got to figure out how you were conditioned, that consciousness was conditioned. What are the things that have a lot to do with who you are, how you are? Then you got to understand, where does fear comes from? What is your fear all about? Do you understand why you get afraid of something? What about the pleasure? What about desire? How does desire come to be? Do you understand the steps that it takes for desire to be born? And what are the ways that you can control, stop, or let desire come about or not? How about your ego? What is the relationship between your ego and you? What is the relationship between all these together? The desire, the ego, the fear, the consciousness, the thought. If you know these things, then you know yourself. And if you know yourself, then you know how you're put together. On that basis, you can then look and try to learn what your partner is all about, how she's put together, what is making her tick. Without that knowledge, you're not really having a chance to get to know her at all, because you don't know how she's put together. How could you know a machine when you don't know the fragments of the machine, how they're put together, what each component is there for, how it is affecting the whole machine? So how could you really know her and then you say, I love her? You don't love her. You have lust for her. And that lust is way different than love. So, you say you get hurt. You don't get hurt. Nothing happens to you after breakup. You're still the same person. Only thing changes is that the images are no longer together. That's all. You remember her. You feel sad. But really, you're not getting hurt. Your image is getting hurt. You're remembering her image. You're remembering the connections that you guys thought you had. But was it a connection between you guys or between your images? So really, if you look at it, nothing has happened to you. Nothing will ever happen to you in a breakup or relationship. I don't want to be hurt. So, okay, which part of you not working now that you're hurt? Can you still walk? Yes. Can you eat? Yes. Can you shit? Yes. So everything is working, isn't it? Yes. So what does it hurt? I've created a pain, illusory pain in my psyche through my thoughts, which is affected by my desires and egos, and now I'm following that mode and mood and convincing myself like a hypnotist that I'm injured. I'm not injured. There's nothing wrong with you. Now pick up the pieces and get off your ass and move and live. Get hurt. That's a price you pay. So what? You feel sad because you didn't end up having what you wanted or continue having the girl that you were in a relationship. Because it happens. Why? Because just as we said, if you understand how the consciousness is put together, how you're put together, then you understand that there will be divisions and conflicts between the two centers of two people because they're put together differently. Because I said you got to understand how you're put together, then you will know how she's put together. Then you'll know why the differences are there. Of course, for that, you can go to my site, mind@seekstruth.com, plugging books here. And you look at the table of contents of each book, you see which one is providing you enough information or something you want to know about yourself, which I highly recommend. Me, My Psyche, and I. Click on the ebooks and purchase it. It's $5.99. It's no big deal. I purposely made it cheap so you guys can all afford it and get it. To understand how you're put together. Once you understand that, you know why you feel the way you do, you understand that nothing is wrong with you. You're not disabled. You're not incapable of moving on. You're not incapable of rebuilding your life. It's just an experience that you simply don't like not having it. Simple. And you call that hurt. No. Grow a pair, have a big ball, and go meet other girls, and don't think about you're going to get hurt. They're not monsters. They're just a human being that you may or may not have things in compatible, or have things in common or not. Or you will have it for a while and then you will not. And then you understand, okay, that's because of the consciousness are different. And now these differences are creating conflicts and division. And that means now we try to compromise and learn, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, I understand the reasons. I have the knowledge why. It's not because there's something wrong with me, or I'm being dissed, or that she's better than me. No, there's differences. Because we are all made different because of our consciousness and how we've been negotiating life through our childhood and adulthood and the experiences they've been exposed to. So knowing that will help you to see, okay, that's normal. Breakup is okay. It's part of the relationship is breakup. People, get to be friends and get to know each other, and then they eventually become boyfriend, girlfriend maybe, and then they possibly get married, then they have maybe children, and after that they maybe have conflicts and they divorce, separation. That's part of the relationship. Everybody thinks relationship is, oh, we get together, lovey-dovey forever. No. Relationship can go this way and that way and different times, and somewhat at one time could be just detrimental in a way that they just don't want to be together anymore. That's also part of the relationship. Breakup is part of the process of this experience of relationship. So that's not the end of the world. It just means now your boat is caught from the dock and you're free to explore the ocean and go and find other islands and see what parties are going on there, what possibilities are there, what cultures, what new things you can learn, what new people you can meet. That's all. So, go get hurt. That's good. It's a vigorous game maybe. Like a soccer game, If everybody says, okay, I'm sending it to you, do not interfere, and the ball goes up, that person goes down. Please move, I want to score. That's not the game, yeah? There will be conflicts, there are divisions, they're trying, and things happen sometimes, this way or that way. And that's the whole story of relationship in a nutshell. All right. Lily says, your advice is amazing. I love you too. Sid says, today she messaged me all by herself and said somehow our relationship might have worked out. I did not have enough strength to fight because of my anxieties and insecurities. I did not respond. I don't know what's wrong with this girl. She keeps poking you and fucking around with you, and just do what you did. Do not respond. Obviously, this is a seesaw. She doesn't understand what the hell she's doing. Definitely, that's not the right partner. Definitely, she's not qualified to build anything with her. A wishy-washy person is never an asset, is a liability. A person is like a pendulum, here, there. Whoever pushes it goes there. It's like a swing in the park. This way it goes this way. That way it goes this way. The mother says, the religion says, she says, you say. She has no solid foundation. And she thinks, funny thing is that she thinks she does. And you, of all people, thought that she has a foundation. That's why you were attracted to her. You can see there is no foundation. It's this way, that way. Weak and confused. Tell her, don't contact me. Simple. Don't be afraid. She's going to take all the opportunities you have away from you by messing with your mind. She doesn't even know it. Just tell her, leave me alone. I have my answers. I'm no longer interested to be with you. You enjoy your life with your family and whatever it is that you follow and you believe. That's it. Cut it off. That's what I can say. Don't let her distract you from your mission. Your mission is to finish your studies. Get your PhD and go find a good woman who's solid and stable, and she can make her own decisions. That's what you want. You will never, ever be able to have a life with that kind of a person, with that kind of a upbringing, with that kind of a family and that kind of a things that is all in her head. You have no mission to clear her head. Just focus on your life. Move on. Move on. She's in good hands. She will be fine. She'll be fine and you'll be fine. Just move on. Tell her, don't contact me anymore. Jamboy says, male 54, Denmark. Aha! I have good memories from Denmark. When I was a child, I used to travel with my mother and my brother to Europe. Denmark is one of the places I remember. In your book, you explain the advantages if you can get to the point where you simply observe in the now, looking at things as they are. But you must use memory to decide. Well, memory is useful for recognizing things, obviously, to learning math and remembering what formula you should use in this problem or to solve this equation. In sciences, in learning, recognition, and using the past memories to advance forward. But not to the point that when you are in contact with the now, your perception of similar happenings that you're facing with, the perception of it in your memory, similar happenings in your memory, would actually cover up what is happening, and you no longer are in contact with what is actuality of happening is of that whatever it is, and therefore you're there physically, but mentally you're actually perceiving what's happening rather than observing what's happening, being with the happening of the moment. Yet you're just kind of in a la-la land. And then later on, when similar things happen, this new experience that you have today, right now, which you're perceiving it based on what you had in your memory, that today's experience, which you're not aware of it, but it's being recorded, next time perhaps could be the one that you will perceive that next happening through the memory of what you are recording right now, which would mean you're always having a second-hand life. So yes, of course you need your memory for things to recognize and understand how to negotiate things. If you're jumping over this, that's a ditch, that's a car, that's this, that's a formula, that's how to build this. These are all different use of memory than allowing memory to actually pull a wool over your eyes so you won't be as the happening of actuality of life is. I hope that explains what you are referring to, John Boy. Hakim Sarseri says, Mehran, I'm 26 from Canada. Oh, okay, Canada. Male. All right, so M26 Canada. Male 26 Canada. I broke up with my ex more than a year ago. I still think of her as I missed my chance with a good woman. Well, if it was that good, it wouldn't have broken up. By misbehaving. Well, okay, we know at the, you misbehave because that's the stage of life you were and development you were at the time. Right now, you're looking back at it with the new information of your new you, and you wonder why I did what I did. But at the time when you were doing whatever you were doing, you were not mature enough as you are now to know that what you were doing was not what you would have done if you were then as you are now. Confused enough? Yes. But it all means at the time that we do something, we believe that's the right decision. We're talking about positive things. We're not talking about harming or doing something wrong or whatnot. That should always be clear that it's right or wrong. But at the time that you're doing something, you believe that that thing, that whatever it is you're about to do is right, that decision. That's why you do it. Now, later on, when you come up with new information, then based on new information, new knowledge, you could decide, say, oh, I would have not done that. That was wrong. But when you were doing it, you didn't have these new extra information. So you were in different time and state. So you can't expect yourself to travel in time to the future and see, okay, that's how I would have looked back if I was here on what I was about to do. Then for new information is here, I can see why I shouldn't be doing that. That is wrong, even though when I was there in that time, I thought that is right. You don't have that ability. So therefore, with whatever information and knowledge you have, you make the best decision at a given time. So at the time that you make a decision, you believe that that decision is correct. Now later on, when new information surfaces and you get to learn them, then obviously that's a new information that wasn't available to you when you made that decision. So you can't expect yourself to have known that this was a wrong behavior unless it was obviously, bad behavior. So anyhow, you were not mature enough at the time and you acted the way you did. Now you are mature enough. But hey, you can't blame yourself that why am I not here? Then if that's the case, then what's the theory of growing? Well, I could have been, telling myself, well, why wasn't I able to, direct that horse to the fence and make him jump the way I did 2 years later? Well, because I didn't have that much experience. So why wasn't I as wise as I was in university when I was a kid? Well, just the process of growth. So the same thing here, the same principles. You can't expect from yourself, having known what you know now, then whenever you were younger or whenever you made the mistakes, you know what you know now because of this, sometimes because of the mistakes that you made. That's why you learn and become wiser. So he continues, I fear always be alone and that she was the best. She was the best. Were you the best? You just told me that you're better now than then because you can see things that you couldn't see then. That means you weren't the best of your version then. If you weren't the best version of yourself, then how could you have chosen the best version of a girlfriend for you when you yourself weren't as wise or the best version of yourself as you are now? So when you were not as good as you are now, as wise as you are now, you couldn't have picked up, have enough and best standards that you would expect and picked up and chosen the best choice of girlfriend for you. So she wasn't. She was the best for that time, but she's not the best for you now. So now you focus on what it is that you expect, what standards and what you can offer, and on that basis, choose the one that you may have a better chance to build something meaningful with. Hakim says, by misbehaving, I mean I slept with other girls while we had taken a break and now she doesn't want me back. Well, you were on a break, remember? The series on TV, Friends, Rachel and Ross, The whole idea was that they were on the break, Ross was saying, when he ended up sleeping with another girl. And Rachel was saying he cheated on her. So who's right? You were on a break. But anyhow, whatever it was, that was your mentality at the time. That's what your decision was, and based on that decision, you are now judging yourself. But you judge yourself based on decisions you make now, not then. Then if you knew better, you may have not done it. Or maybe you thought it's all over and so, okay. So, don't kill yourself. Go on and live your life. So what? Whatever. You explained, that's what you did, that's the state you were, mistake, and that's you did. Now, move on. It is what it is. And she doesn't want to consider that, well, that's her shortcomings now. Move on. Guys, life is in movement. You cannot keep living the life that you want by keep stagnating somewhere because of something didn't go your way or your desires have not been fulfilled. Life is not about desires. It should not be controlled by desires, and it's not defined by pleasure only. Focus. Life is bigger than that. Pleasure is part of life. Desires are part of your character and what you want to pursue, experiences. But many desires, you should be in control and the boss and the master of it to say, I don't want to follow that desire. Desire leads to pleasure, and pleasure makes you feel good. But not everything that makes you feel good is good for you. So you got to stop that from that, whatever it is that you may want to pursue because you desire it. You got to stop it from it becoming a desire. And if you know the steps that it takes for desire to be born, if you have studied my videos or looked at the one that talks about desire, if you've read my book, that Me, My Psyche and I, that desire, steps of desire is explained in it, you know where in those procedures, those steps, you can stop desire from becoming desire. And that's when you will not pursue, you have the control and power not to pursue everything that is attractive to you or seemingly is going to end up bringing you pleasure. Not every pleasure is good for you. Just because its name is pleasure doesn't mean you should run for it. No, lots of pleasures are shit and get you in trouble, not trouble, just health trouble, lifestyle trouble. So just because something is pleasure and pleasure makes you feel good doesn't warrant your pursuit of it. Many people use drugs. Is it good for you? No, but obviously it makes them feel good. La La Land probably. So, can you understand? The end of the using drug is never good, is it? Trying it make you feel good, maybe, I don't know, in some ways. And then they want more because that what makes you feel good in this case also makes you addicted. Chemical reaction to your blood and all this stuff, effects that it has on your brain. And it creates escape that you don't have to worry about anything, think about anything, because you're ignoring it, you're not conscious of it, you're not caring about it. That means a problem or challenge, your experience has gone away. So if that's your way of dealing with life, then you're doomed already. So that drug becomes addiction because you want more of it, because it creates lazy ass in you, because you don't have to do anything, but everything seems, oh, okay, fine. You all have heard and read stories and seen movies of why and how people feel when they use drugs. But there's an addiction with that, what it looks like they're feeling good. So whatever that feels good, that's not necessarily good for you. It could end up in disaster, which in case of drug, it always does. There's nothing good about it. So are you going to say because it brings pleasure, it makes you feel good, therefore it's good for you? And therefore its desire should be pursued to let this desire be fulfilled and bring about pleasure. And is that pleasure that makes you feel good is necessarily good for you? If you think that way, then you know which desires you should not allow to become a desire and which pleasures you should not even want to be fulfilled. Yeah? Or some people use alcohol excessively. That's no longer a pursuit of pleasure and relaxation. It's become a habit. It's addicted. You're alcoholic. If you're drinking every day, you're an alcoholic. And then research and find out what it does to your liver, to your heart, to your everything else. And then you'll see, is this pleasure worth more than what equipment is being given to me to negotiate this journey of life? If I'm carrying acid on my ship, should I let it hang around and then drill a hole in my ship, and then I have to negotiate this equipment that I have my ship that keeps my survival on this ocean? I have to negotiate this ocean with this ship with a hole in it because of the acid I'm carrying. So whatever it is that gives you pleasure, you got to use it in moderation and choose. Of course, not drugs. Drugs you shouldn't use at all. Not in moderation. I mean alcohol. Maybe once a month, a little, I don't know, wine or whatever it is. Just so you got to know that what you're pursuing, the pleasure that you're pursuing, if it's good for you or not. And many of this stuff you shouldn't even pursue it, because the most important thing in your life is your health, is your ability to use this body and mind, a healthy version of it, to negotiate the challenges that are out there. You don't need to weaken yourself through these negative habits and then yet expect to be able to build a good life and be able to be sharp in meeting the challenges that a normal life will have. There's enough challenges already. Keep your strength and focus for that. Don't escape. Don't try to find happiness and pleasure or fulfillment in life through escaping from life. Deal with them head to head, solve the problems and challenges, and then through that, find confidence and relaxation and happiness and success. All right, let's go on with Ale says, Willie, all right, should I wait for a guy who says he does not want a relationship right now? We talk and hang out. It is not always sexual, but I'm always the one making the plans. I feel like I'm wasting my time. Well, why are you in a relationship? If you're in a relationship to be in a relationship, or you're in a relationship to end it into marriage and children and the kind of vision you have life should be, kind of conditionings you've received that life means this, and for you that whatever it is, you're getting into a relationship in order to bring about that. Your purpose for being in a relationship is different than the purpose that he has. Either that, either he's genuinely not ready because maybe money, job, or whatever, or he's not mature enough, or he's not at the place where you want to be with one woman or be in a committed relationship. Or maybe you're just not exactly what he's looking for. Your consciousnesses are different, and therefore he says that he's not ready. Because I kind of think that, yes, there are sometimes, even if you find the right girl, you may not be ready for a real committed relationship, or a relationship that would be exclusive and is headed towards some more solid foundation. But often when we say, I'm not ready, could be because you guys are not right for each other. So you figure that out. I don't know what, you have information that I don't have. When you say if I feel like I'm wasting my time, well, what are you there for? You have a different plan to accomplish through that relationship. The relationship is not really what you're looking for. You're looking for something else. That's why you think you're wasting your time. Bring it to what it is, or cut it off and go look for something what it is, what it is that you're looking for. Otherwise, understand what this relationship is. Don't have an illusion about what this relationship is or could be or what you want to turn it into. See it for what it is, be with it as it is, and see if you like it to be the way it is as it is. You have no choice because it takes two to tango. And if you don't, then decide to move on. But if you understand what it is, then decide, do I want to be in this kind of spend my time this way, or do I just don't want to see the guy and want to go and find someone who is right off the bat says, yes, I want to marry you, or I don't know you, but I would like to go with you forever. Maybe you got to be patient. Maybe not. Maybe you got to cut off and understand if this guy really thinks you're the right girl for him or not. And if yes or no, then you'll decide if he's the right guy for you. Why would you think that the guy is the right guy for you for what you have in mind if the guy is not complying into the relationship the way that you hoped that he would? So that would mean he's not the right guy for you either. Not that you're not the right girl for her. He's also not the right guy for you. So see it as what it is and decide then. Excalibur says, hola Mehran, hola Excalibur. ¿Cómo estáis? I think when I become stable in life and all that stuff, I would book Skype session just to chat about everything and laugh about donkeys pissing in the street or make poetry about nut. Well, it's your money. Let's see what we have here. I lost it. Right. Yes, right. It's Excalibur. And Excalibur says, Stefan says, good evening, Mehran. Good evening, Stefan. No, I have tea. Excalibur, here's the tea. I just been talking. So Excalibur says, question time. Why do some places make us feel like they're our home? For example, you and Hawaii. Is there a spiritual or hidden meaning to that? Well, it has a lot to do with the kind of key you generate or you feel where you are. They're a combination of things. Everything has energy. The beings in that place, any place, they all have key energy that flows through them, and it is affected, influence, that key, that energy that flows through them from one end of the universe to the other end of the universe, passes through these beings, these people who live there. And it's influenced as it passes through them and comes out more positive or negative, depending on the kind of people that they are. And that nurtures the environment, that place. So that is one thing. For example, in Hawaii, they're mostly good people. And the energy flow in that area of the world, it flows so purely, so much energy there, so much harmony. And naturally has affected the people who live there. And most people in Hawaii are lovely people, nice people. They have calm mind and they help each other. Their energy is flowing to help, to love, to like. I don't know everybody in Hawaii, but in general, these are what makes an environment give you that feeling that you're talking about. Then you go to that whatever place it is. For some people it could be somewhere in Germany, somewhere in Hawaii, somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just talking in general. Then you go in that place, and the experiences that you have there also represents the kind of memory flow, energy flow that creates for you, that resonates in harmony with the energy flow that is flowing in that area. So how you experienced when you were there. For example, for me, Hawaii, I traveled to Hawaii with my son when he was so little. So many times we traveled there. And we have experiences there and things that, you know, swimming and the hotels and the good people we met and things we learned and the places that we visit. The whole experience of growing together, laughed and had fun, and I loved to be the father involved in my son's life and interacting with him. So, and that was part of the experiences we had in Hawaii. So, plus what I said before about Hawaii, about an area, the flow of energy, and the experience that you have personally or with your family, experiences that you feel while you're interacting with that environment, they all create that kind of energy. That is the energy. That is the reason why you feel home about someplace or not. Let me change and go to a different example. Remember when you finish a grade in elementary school or high school? I don't know how the system is where you guys are from, but usually the classroom was one classroom. Teachers would change. Nowadays in North America, mostly, students change classes for a different subject. Like this period finishes and then they go to another class which teaches chemistry or physics. But how it was in other parts of the world, or some other parts of the world, at least one of the schools that I went to, the students would be sitting in their classroom. There would be no people moving in the hallways other than the recess time. The teachers would change. In other words, it's physics, so the physics teacher would come to the class. The class starts. That period finishes, chemistry teacher comes to the class, or English teacher comes to the class. So what I'm trying to tell you is this, that if that was the case, so that means you're always in the same classroom in one grade until the whole year finishes. Through this year, experiences and classroom, the energy of you and other students in that classroom, you feel comfortable in your classroom, in your chair. You'll always be sitting at the same chair. All of that creates a certain kind of a familiarity, some energy. And that energy is called key. That classroom has a key. Now imagine the year finished and you go to a new classroom. You're kind of out of place. You feel out of place. There's no energy that you feel. There's no memory. There's no key. There's no nothing. It's new classes, all walls. There are no keys coming back from the walls. There's no familiar energy there for you. So for the first while, maybe a month or so, you feel there's no warmth here. Or if you just change your home from one apartment to a new apartment, the new apartment, you feel unfamiliar. There's no warmth. You don't feel home until you put your energy, interaction, and your experiences, your thinking, the efforts you make, what the things you write, the things you read, the things you do, the cleanup you do, or whatever it is, you make tea, and all these experiences, the energy they spend is called ki. You extend ki in that room, and that room becomes home because of your energy. That's why you feel home somewhere if these elements are already in effect, have been created, and some places you don't. Plus the fact, if you go in an environment that everybody has bad energy and bad intentions, you feel that energy, you feel that ki. Because we, as human beings, we're not just physical beings. We feel each other's, people's ki. That's why you know you don't feel like right going to that party or going to that place. Because you feel the energy way before physically you get there. And you sense that, or you meet someone in the street, you don't even know them. And you don't want to get any closer than 10 feet. You don't feel it's a pleasant or good energy. But then some other people you still don't know, you happen to be having tea or coffee and just happen to be close talking. And you could be maybe a couple of feet, 2-3 feet away, and you feel comfortable because that energy is safe. So it's about the energy that you feel that makes some place home or not. All right. Pablo Smith says, hi Mehran, my ex broke up with me about a month ago. I feel I want to move on. However, it is hard for me to see she's happier without me. Why? Why do you care? Let her be happy. Have a good heart. Wish well for people. It's like a boomerang. You wish well for yourself. Extend, and when you wish well for people, you're extending good energy out. When you extend good energy out, whatever you extend, it goes all around the universe and eventually comes back and touches you. So always extend good ki. Unless they're assholes, then you don't extend anything. You just move on. But if there are people out there, whether your ex or whoever, you don't have to have a good wish for everybody you see. Just don't have any bad wish for them. That's already good. In other words, you don't have to be concerned, oh, I got to be a good Samaritan. I got to be good, goody two-shoes. I got to feel, wish good for this person. You don't know them. You just move on with your life. But you don't have to also hate people for no reason. Again, unless they're assholes. But in general, you should be free from ill intention. You should be free from negativity or anger towards people for no reason. So, in your case, wish her well. There's no skin off of your nose. Wish her well. She's a human being in this earth, lives. Wish her well. But you don't have to be with her. You don't have to choose her. You don't have to think she's qualified. Just because you wish someone well, that means, okay, I'll also sacrifice myself for her. No. Why? Wish her well and go, and then you wish yourself well as well. Go and live your life. So you don't have to be upset or sad that she's happier than you. Don't focus on what she's feeling. She's happier or not happier. Focus on how you should be feeling. What things you can do to build your life, to feel good about your life, to feel confident, happy, have a plan, have things that you want to do and things you want to accomplish. That's going to bring you good energy and good confidence in your life. Be productive. Wondering about how the other person feels, and if she's feeling happy, I don't feel good. That's like being petty. The hell with it. Let her feel good. It's on her own. Who cares? You focus on how you feel. It says, hard for me to see she's happier without me in her life. Well, you're a 20-year-old. And she's probably, what, 18, 19, 20, 21. You guys don't even give a shit about each other 2 years from now. You won't even think about it. You have met other girls and she's you don't even care who she's with or she's not. At this age though, because it's your first or second or third experience and you feel, oh, your identity is dependent on the approval of this girl or attention of this girl or, you know, or that girl. That's what you're all about. You don't even know yourself yet. You know yourself through opinion of the others. And you should stop that. You should just focus to do your best, be the best version of yourself, make good decisions and be good-spirited. Then you don't have to care about who thinks about you, how, or whatever. You don't give a damn. But at this point, obviously, you try to measure yourself, how good you are, as you're conditioned to be more, to be good, to be acceptable, to be approved by others. That's what you're looking for. And she happens to be more important than the others because she also was your girlfriend and intimacy was there, you know, kissing and making love and all that is so big, huge for you at this age, at any age, but especially at this age, because these are all novel. So you think she and her opinion about you being with you or not being with you is very important. It's not. It's not at all important. Why? Because she is the source of pleasure for you, the pleasure that you're seeking. Every heterosexual boy at your age is dreaming about girlfriend, sex. But that doesn't mean that defines you. If she doesn't like you, if she's not with you, if she was somebody else, or she's happier without you, all that shit. None of that. You're still you, independent of other people's opinion, including her, or how fun she has with others or not. What happier? She's only 20 years old. What does she know about life to say that she's happier in life? She doesn't even know what her life is all about yet. So don't make a big deal out of it. It was a girlfriend. It didn't work out. The hell with it. Next. Wish her well and wish yourself well. Excalibur says Megan Dadbeh would have 2 million subscribers. Yeah, that's right. 5 million is better. All right. Sid says, all thanks to you, I behaved the way I behaved. Old Sid would have responded to her trying to be a new Sid. Thank you to you. Thank you. You're welcome, Sid. You're welcome. Yeah. Stick to your goals. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. The prize that you're building is far bigger than one fragment of pleasurable experience, which was at one time, and for the reasons you know very well, it's no longer should be considered a pleasurable experience if you get entangled with it. So keep your eyes on the prize. The prize, all what you're hoping for, is in what you're trying to accomplish. Focus on your studies, get your PhD, and that's where everything else changes. You become you. In the process of you becoming you, become you already, meaning welcome the changes. David says, male, Dallas 23, Texas. Hello, David. How are you? Lord Simon says, hi, Mehran. I come from Rome. 19. I broke up with my girlfriend 5 months ago. Thanks to you, to your videos, I'm moving on. But these days are so frustrating because I have an exam on Monday. Aha, that's tomorrow. So it's a stressful situation and I miss her so much. Don't miss her. You're not missing her. You're afraid of the exam, and when you have fear, you always crawl into something that you know of and was bringing you psychological security. And that was when you were with her. It's the fear that makes you think you miss her. You don't miss her. You miss security. You miss tranquility. You miss assurance. You miss certainty. And this exam has created a little anxiety in you. And you think you miss her, but it's your fear. that is making you run to what you know is no longer works and is no longer healthy for you. So don't let that mistake to come to your mind. You don't miss her. Instead, be a man. Focus on whatever else you want to review right now. It's nighttime, and hopefully you have studied enough. Go to sleep with confidence tomorrow. Go to your exam and sit there and no regrets. Just focus to do your best. Relax and focus on the questions. And remember, the answers are in the question. Read the questions clearly, carefully. Understand the question with full intention, focus, and enjoyment. It's like a puzzle, like you're a child. You want to save this puzzle, a chess game. It's interesting, intriguing. I don't care what the subject is. There is a question, and the answer is in the question. Read it well, understand it well, and then reflect it to the knowledge that you have gained through studying, and find where they match and write it. You'll be fine. Focus on what is the most important thing, and that is your exam. Later on, you can go and sit and think of her, but not now, not tomorrow. Later, take a break from it, focus on this. Something urgent has come up. Imagine you're a doctor. If you're a surgeon and you just broke up with your girlfriend, and then somebody is in danger and you have to, perform an operation, which is most important? Can you not take a break from the hardship or missing her and all that? Wouldn't you say it's not important what I miss? It's important that I have to save this person's life, to perform the surgery because it's sensitive. It's important. When you understand the importance, the value of your mission, what you're facing in, and responsible for it, then naturally that whatever it was wouldn't even seem logical, reasonable, or important at all to come to your mind, or you pay attention to it, the girlfriend. You will focus on the operation. Same thing. This is the most important thing that is coming to you, the exam. So the rest doesn't matter. I will deal with it later. Right now, I have to save my life, my exam. That's what you should focus on. Respect yourself. Now, yeah, go on. You have no idea how many beautiful girls are waiting for you. In Italy, oh my goodness. Go, focus on your studies. That's where the girls are. You do a good job in your exams. You feel confident, you're happy. You go on with your studies. You get your diploma. You have a good job. You have money. You feel good about yourself. You're capable, independent. And that's what the girls like. Don't sit and sob about this one. She lost her chance. Wish her well, let her go. Go and build your life. There's a lot more waiting for you. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not on its way. Be prepared when it gets to you. So preparation starts now, including tomorrow, your exam. Yeah. You told me. Don't worry about it. Don't even, reminisce. Don't even repeat the story. Who gives a damn where she went, what she does? The hell with her. She's, 18, 19, 20-year-old. She doesn't even know if she's shitting or vomiting. Just go on, live your life. At that age, nobody has any business to be serious in a relationship. That's what it was. You learned something, now go on. Have more value for yourself and expect to grow and accomplish your tasks. Become more accomplished, more confident, then you will find women of quality that you'll say, holy shit, why did I even, I was a kid then. Then you'll know why you liked this girl. Because you were immature and kid, and that was the age for it. Now move on. Yeah, doesn't matter if she cares about you or not. Move on. Focus on your studies. Just don't give a damn. Focus on what it is you're trying to build. That's where the money is. That's where your success is. That's where your happiness is. And then that's your confidence is. And that's where you find the girls that you're looking for and you deserve. And they will deserve you. Focus. Keep your eyes on the prize. Lord Simon, respect yourself. Now, Peter says, there is a saying in Romania, the man learns all of his life and still dies stupid. Not as stupid as when he was born, I guess, but every experience is different and always you have some new bad luck along the way. What to do about it? Nothing. Do your best at a given time. You cannot worry about what the next or how smart you are or how smarter you can be or you will be. You are who you are, what you are right now. Be the best version of yourself. Think it through and make the best decision for the situation that you're facing now. Don't live in the past. Don't worry about the future. Do your best now. Because now is everything. Now is a representation of the past, and now is what brings the future. However you behave and decide now, your future is affected by it. Therefore, now is the future. And now is because of the past, how you arrived here. So now is embodiment of the past and future. Now is everything. So focus on the now. Do your best on the now. Don't worry about what wasn't, what is, what could have been, what is not in the past. And don't worry about what it will be, what if it wouldn't be, none of that. Focus on the now. That's the seed. The better you deal with the now, the better the product. The plant, the fruit, the outcome will be. The better the future, the better the future. There is no future waiting for you. When it's a future, it's a now. It's always a now. Now is everything. Focus on the now. That's where the seed is taking shape. So treat it the best now. Do your best now, including everything else that you're dealing with. Exam, whatever. And Jan Boy says, thank you for your answer, dear Mehran. You're welcome, Jan. You are indeed a remarkable man, and I have really grown mentally with the combination of the videos and the books. Mentor charisma. Charisma. Okay, thank you. I'm not done with you yet. Okay. All right, delighted that you're enjoying the videos and the book. I really like it. Guys, the ones who really like the book and enjoy the videos, or you have had a chance to talk to me on Skype, it would be great if you were up to it to write a short sentences or short 2-3 line, I don't know, paragraph about your experience, or like a testimonial, like your idea of how your experience was with the videos, with the channel, or with the books that you bought or you read, or with your personal experience of consultation that you had with me. That will help, that I can maybe incorporate that as part of the testimonials in the new site, so I could be publicly use that. And you can, you know, change your name if you don't want your name there. You know, I will know who you are, but you can say, okay, this is the name I can put there, or I can abbreviate your name, and however it is. But let me know where you come from, how old you are. Just mention that in your little paragraph or a testimonial, and then maybe I use the initials, or maybe the first name and the initial, or maybe just the initial of the last name, or just the first name. Something that you would feel comfortable with, so I can put it on my site, or wherever I put it, it would not be with your disagreement. Mr. Consistency says, 007, you grace us with a live stream once more. Okay. Well said, Mehran. Excalibur says, I get that home feeling in Hong Kong and Japan. Something about the ambience there captivates me. Okay, good, good. Adam says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Adam. It's quite interesting for me, guys. You know, it's raining and there are no flowers. It's not a garden here. But I see one or two hummingbirds here almost every day, especially when I'm talking. Why would a hummingbird do on my balcony or come up there and then hang around and then go? And what would a hummingbird do here in the rain and in this where there's no flowers? Maybe they think these things that I've wrapped the lights around the railing is flowers, but it's not on. Anyhow, it was curious. Adam says, hello, Mehran, just tuning in, and you're talking about energy in areas. It's really interesting and should be talked about more. Yes, we could. I can talk about that sort of thing for hours, if not years. Ben Hazelin, that's new name. Is the first time here, Ben. Says, hi, Mehran, thank you. I'm in my final year of study at university, and I was losing focus when working. 4-year girlfriend breakup. So I replaced music with your Q&A, and my work ethics have improved greatly. Ah, wunderbar. Good, good. And Ben says, male 21 UK, South UK. Okay, great. I'm delighted to hear that. That's right, Adam. I sued Jagex. All right, that's a screen name. That's the first time I see this screen name, I think. And guys, please do yourself and me a favor. If you like the channel, please, there are 25 of us right now. I would like to see 25 likes if you liked it. And if you've been here long enough, which is now more than 5 minutes, you should know if you like the live talk or not. So click on like, helps us with the algorithm. I was disappointed last time. There were like 21 of us. And when I finished, there was only 11 likes. So it doesn't mean like 10 of you did not like it or forgot. Please don't forget, if that's the case, take a moment, click on like. That helps us to be noticed on YouTube a little bit better. The more like I have, the more we, you know, even though it's not enough, but still better than nothing. So please take a moment and like the live talk, if you will. And remember that I would appreciate to know where you're tuning in from, how old you are, if you're a man or woman, because I can't tell from your screen name, and especially when there's no picture. And I sued Jay or something like that. Says, hello, Mehran. I've listened to so many of your videos, and they all help me feel better. I'm struggling with things and trying to sort myself out. Okay, you guys do know that I'm only one Skype talk away, so you can go on my site mind@seekstruth.com, click on talk to me for consultation, and pick up a package, and just make an appointment, and we will chat what's concerning you, if with more detail and more exploration together. Turl says, good afternoon, Mehran. Good afternoon. I'm a 30-year-old male that lives in New York. My life is in order. Ah, good. Got a home. I'm in good shape. All right. And I have a great paying job. Good. And I want a good woman to be part of my life, to love. So far, so good. But I'm having a terrible time finding a good woman. Yeah, that is not that easy these days. So many opportunities and distractions for women today. They are sold the bill that they should shoot for whatever they can get, the more they can get, and they should go where there's more stuff, things, material things. That's what brings happiness to them. That's what they've been sold and brainwashed. And everybody is, man or woman, is brainwashed that the more things you have, the happier you are. So in the case of girls, women, they are been sold a bill that you should look for things rather than quality of the person. So they don't even give a chance to someone who may not be endowed with all those bells and whistles and shiny things. And then they experience that, and eventually they see it's not working, because no matter how much stuff is there, that cannot replace the bonding and consciousness level, and something that they never focused on as a qualification for the man that they're going to be choosing. Instead, they were focused on what kind of education the guy has, what kind of job, what kind of money, what kind of things, and that seemed to be a shortcut for them to get to where they are brainwashed to think that should be their destination and go. And these all will take a long time before they find out that it was all not the best way to choose a partner. And by the time they figure it out, they're in the age that is already a little bit too old to restart the whole process. And then the younger women also go through the same process of having been misled to look for things, a material thing, instead of quality of the person. And that's why many good men, good young men, don't get the opportunity to meet those good women, because all those good women have been conditioned to think that the life they expect is in the hands of some person who has a good job, or good money, or is good looking, or superficial. And their parents expect them to come home with such a guy, so they will feel, see, my girl, my daughter, this is her boyfriend or her husband, has a good job, is a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, has money, but they all get divorced. So why did they get divorced if everything else was exactly as it should have been? Because the guy was an asshole, or the girl was an asshole, and yet still looking for stuff instead of looking to see where is the matching and bonding possibilities on consciousness level. So having said that, let me read the rest of your question. But I'm having terrible time finding a good woman. However, the good news is that there are wonderful women available. Do not give up just because it's tough. A diamond is also very hard to find, but doesn't mean you should give up looking for it, because it is available. They're there. You now should stop looking for bells and whistles and look for quality, because you guys are also making mistakes. They're going after this girl who's all dude up and all pretty and all that, which is great. We all want, you know, part of the criteria would be the girl that looks beautiful to you. And every woman is beautiful, but they all look different to different people, and different people have different tastes. So instead of just focusing on the aesthetics and the physical appearance of the girl, you should start focusing more on what is making that girl tick. What is she bringing to the table? Is it only her body? Is it only sex? Is it only the superficial stuff? Or is a combination of things that you're pleased with the aesthetics and the physical presence of her, and also you can connect with her mind, resonate on the same level of consciousness, find out about each other's fears, desires, ego, the role of it, the way you think, all the things that is important to create that real bond. So you guys are also looking wrong places. Don't just look at her high heels. Look at up here, way up here, different direction. And then a combination of the aesthetics and the physical beauty and the condition and the content of their consciousness is perhaps something would help you to find the girl that you're looking for. Now, says, but I'm having a terrible time finding a good woman because lately I'm tired of these games. Yeah, does honesty chase away woman? No, not a good woman, because that's all I have ever been. Good, keep it up. Not jerk honest, but genuine honest. Good, keep it up. Don't change. Stay the way you are if you want a long lasting. And if you didn't find it yet, keep building your life and find contentment in things that you accomplish and you pursue and research and learn in life until the right woman presents herself and right opportunity is shown. The key here is not about giving up to looking for the right woman, is not to give up on yourself. Don't change your good qualities just because you can't find the right woman. The right woman is there. That's a given. Exists. It's not a myth. But in the process, don't give up on yourself and who you are. That's what makes you proud. Regardless of if you find a woman or not, regardless if you find a woman and if it does or doesn't work. Don't give up on yourself. Don't change yourself if you know that you have sculptured yourself into a good person, good version of yourself. Don't lose your good qualities. Excalibur says, holy shit, Mehran, you said when you're in fear or stress, you think and obsess over something that got you psychological security in the past. Yes. This is a very key sentence to believe. Yes. To live by. I feel it wouldn't have been amazing, it would have been amazing if you said that in your Pebble video, it would have reached more people. Okay. Let's see, what did I say? I don't even remember what I said. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, it's a different topic. It's different. When videos have a direct point to get across, you don't want to confuse too many things in there. But yeah, of course, it helps in any video. Yeah. But then we got to get into, if you wanted to put in that video, you got to get into what fear is, why they're afraid, and then I have a different video on about fear. What is it? It is the fear. You broke up. It says, I have a video that says, you miss her because of fear. Something like that. If you find why you miss her, why you miss your ex, you miss your ex because of fear. Something like that, I think. Then this is discussed there. What fear? Why? What do I mean by fear? And then that video should have been explained before you put this sentence, because then many people would want to know what that means. Anyhow, good idea. Adam, yes, I know. I kind of, when I said it, I laughed about it in my head. It's actually true, isn't it? Well, one thing is consistent in this channel is that we are not holding back. We're totally honest in a polite way, trying to get the point across. Lucas Kowalski. Oh, you've been away for a while. Says, hello, Lucas here, 30 male, Poland. My close friend died in a car accident 2 weeks ago. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Lucas. He was 25. Ouch. Wow. Is there any purpose in that kind of tragic events? No. No. How to accept that? Because there's no choice. How can I accept when my father died in 2011? It's not a matter of choice. How? I have no choice. That's the way it is. It's like saying a vase fell and broke. How do I accept that? It broke. It's there. It's not your choice to accept or not accept. It's still going to be that. So, which one is the way? You don't have to focus on accepting or not accepting, just understand that it has happened. Things happen that you really can't understand. I remember I was in the army and I was really disciplined and very serious in the army. Like, I liked that discipline. I came from the martial art background, the samurai mentality. So when I went back after my university and when I had to go to military service, as everybody who had graduated from university had to go, so I was there. And I was very serious about it. I enjoyed it. I liked it. While we didn't want to be there because we wanted to go and work in the field that we were trained in and just start our life, but I liked it anyhow while I was there. And there was this guy that we were friends in a way in the army. He was also in the army. His father was a general, so he was a little bit, I don't know, empowered in a way, maybe. And I was no one to take shit from anybody. And I respected my mother very much. I still do, I always will. And my mother had, when the time came that we were graduating, close to graduation, then we were allowed and promoted to put certain special emblems on our shoulders, because we were going to be second lieutenant in the infantry division and our training was finished and we were becoming officers. So just before we get the star, we were now past the level to have these special emblems sewn on to our, it was like something, I don't know, a thick material thing to be, an emblem to be sewn here. So my mother had taken the time and sewn this for me when on the weekend we were at the leave and went home to have this done and then come back the next day. So for me it was important that my mother took the time and did this for me. I appreciate it. So I wore my uniform and then we were all back on the base. And so as usual, we wake up 5:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and get ready to go to the big marching area with all other units. And this friend of mine, so to speak, or this person, was goofing around, and I don't know, maybe for some reason, I was always very sharply military style dressed, always proud of my boots were all shined, and everything was as it should have been. But somehow his wasn't, or maybe I don't know, I don't remember exactly, and he started fooling around, and he pulled that thingy that was already newly sewn here so neatly. And of course, I don't like to look sloppy when it's not my responsibility, and I was already according to the codes. So I got really upset, and I slapped him right while we were waiting for the general to come. I went whack. And that was mostly because it was done by my mother, and to me it was a disrespect of my mother's efforts. So anyhow, I whacked the guy. And then then we weren't talking with each other again. That's it. Like, he backed off, and we were no longer friends. But then one day I came to next week or a few weeks later, when we went home for a leave, one night leave, and then we came back to the base, I felt a certain kind of a weird energy in the base, in my unit. Everybody was quiet. Something was different. So I said, what's going on? And I was actually leader of my unit, my part of the unit. There were 2 units in the same unit. I was leader of, I don't know how many of them, 50, 60, 100 people. So I said, what's going on? And they said, so-and-so died. So-and-so is that friend of mine that we had that bit of conflict. Even though we were no longer friends, I was really deeply sorry, sad, very sad. Of course, we went to his funeral with other friends, and we were all sad, and tears in eyes, and everybody, because, it was other than that episode, he was an okay guy. But what had happened, he was driving to another province to I don't know, and because maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure, but because maybe his father was general, so he was empowered to do whatever he wanted to do, and he was really driving fast. I don't know if that was the reason that he relied that he can get away with everything if he goes fast, or he was just his habit of driving fast. And apparently when he wanted to overtake a car, there was a truck coming, and that was the end of it. It was very unexpected. We were very sad. Really liked the guy, and we were friends before that bit. And the fact that it happened when we were no longer talking with each other was very unfamiliar, very bad feeling. So I felt very bad. But what I'm trying to say is that there are things that happen that you didn't expect, and you cannot feel that it's acceptable, but you just face it, that I have no choice, that's what happened. How terrible that is. And you feel about it, think about it, and think about your friend in a positive way, even though if you didn't have a positive experience maybe at one time or another, but remember that it was a good person, even though if you had any conflicts. So I don't know what your situation was with your friend, if you guys were okay or not, but either way, always think on positive terms about your friend, and that's the only way you can keep him in good light, in good memory, and then go on with your life, because there's nothing you can do. If you could have the power, if I could have the power, I'd bring him back, my friend. If you could have the power, you would have bring him back, because these are all friends. And what you remember is the friendship. Because when I think of him, I always, and when he passed, I was think about our friendship rather than our conflict. So keep thinking about your friendship with him and move on with your life. And make sure you visit his mother and his father once in a while. All right. So, Isu says 26 Scotland, suffered from depression for the past 2 years, but my grandparents passed away within a year of each other. Both my grandparents passed away within a year from each other. My ex left me because she doesn't have feelings for me, but she wish she did. Who cares what she wishes? What do you wish? You wish to build your life. You wish to not to be depressed. That's what you should focus on. Which means whatever brings you a feeling of depression, including her, you should just move on from it. If they're not helping you, you can't keep them around to bring you down. They're no good, no use to you. So move on. He says, she tells me it's hard for her that we are not talking. Well, what do you want? You broke up, he's not going to talk to you. Why should he? We broke up 2 weeks ago. Oh, 2 weeks ago. It was her choice, I see. And she still wants to talk. Well, she could be talking if she didn't have broken up. She told me she wanted to be my friend, and now she says she wants a space. Tell her, take as much space as you want. I don't need a friend. I wanted a girlfriend. I have friends already. So, wish you well and let her go. You don't need a tether. Just either you guys are together or not together. Not together, no friendship necessary. Bye-bye. Move on. After breakup, friendship with a girl who chose to break up with you is like you keeping something, keep poking at yourself. Say, why? What does it hurt? Why does it hurt? Because you keep poking on it. So tell her to go away. You broke up, bye-bye. I don't want to be a friend with you. There's no reason to. Jesse says, yes, really good idea about the review on the site. Ah, good, Jesse. Excalibur says, when you guys write that testimonial or the review of your experience with the videos, with the channel, or with the Skype consultations that you've had with me, make sure you write a little note to me that I'm permitted to use this in my public site or advertising or whatever I wish to use it for. Or at least you guys know now that I'm saying it. If you send it to me, that's what I'm going to be using it for. So, but I'll change your names if that's you wish. You can write it, use my name or just change my name or whatever. Then I'll do that. Excalibur says Hummingbird is there to learn about how to deal with this breakup. That's right, probably. Isudi, give me a name, guys. A few days before she broke up, she told me she was happy. She really liked me and what we are doing. I think she's all mixed up and I'm too. Advice? Sometimes when you have a bucket full of water and sand or mud, and when you see they're all stirred up and it's just turning, but there's no clear water, there's no which part is water, which part is sand or the mud, you just have to wait. There's nothing you should be doing. Just go about your business. Let it do its turning, and eventually things will settle up. You will see which is which. Which one is the, which part is the mud? Which part is the mud? Is the sand? The clear water. Oh, what? And that is what you should be doing, both. So you do your things and she does her things, and things become more clear for you, that if you guys want to be together or not want to be together, and so on and so forth. And again, I don't know what your age is. Did you tell me your name? Or, oh, 26. Oh, okay. How old is she? So it's, 26 is still very young for you to choose a wife or woman of your choice. Just still learning things, Keep focusing on yourself for a while, and if she's up to it and you think she's the right girl, she will be if she comes to you and wants to be committed to the relationship. But even if you think she's the right girl for whatever reason you think she is, she's not, because she's not clear in her mind, and she's not with you. So therefore that makes her to be disqualified from being the right girl for you. So in the meantime, do your life, do your things, live your life. Matrix Band Matrix Band 12 issued. What does that mean? Oh, must be something before this then. Let me see. Is there an M here? Nope. That's the first message. Issued. She wants to friend zone you so you can be here. Okay. Oh yeah, you're talking to somebody else. I understand. Matrix says Mail USA. Okay, thank you. Ben says been there for a while. Incognito. Oh, been here for a while. Oh, I see, Ben. Okay. Ah, all right. Got it. I think I asked you if that's the first time for you to be here. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It takes a moment. Click on the button, you're subscribed. And click on the bell so you'll be notified when we have live talks or new videos are produced. Pet says a saying: if you're burned with the soup, now you blow even in the yogurt. Must be a local one, because I don't get it. If you're burnt with the soup, now you blow even in the yogurt. Oh, yeah. If you're burnt once, now anything that you want to eat, you're going to blow on it, because you think it might burn you. Yeah, this is the same expression that I was familiar with. Says, if you're stung by a snake, then from then on, you're scared of a rope that is black and white. Even though it's a rope, but just because it's black and white, and you've been stung by a snake, you're scared of even a rope, a black and white rope. That's the same expression. Yeah, you become more cautious because you've been burned and had that experience once before. So it's a bad luck in the past makes sin for the future. Yeah. You act sin and more carefully with the next. Yeah, right. Matrix 12 says, 1 year ago today I was dumped. I've made progress, but not over it yet. Damn. Well, the first mistake is that you're still calling it dumped. That means automatically you think you're less than her. Why do you do that? You're not. Don't allow anybody to say or think, or don't, to begin with, don't think yourself. The difference is, she couldn't appreciate me well enough. What? You go to a jewelry store, you can't afford to buy a diamond, and you say, I dumped the diamond? No, the diamond is still diamond, whether you wanted it or not, still the same value, still precious, still it has its place in the industry and the world. So you can't say, the diamond is not going to say, oh, he dumped me. No, it says he can't afford me. Or say, oh, I'm too good, or he couldn't appreciate me, or he couldn't tell the difference between me and cubic zirconium. That's what the diamond's going to think. And you should be a diamond. Don't believe anything according to what other people do or behave. Believe in yourself. Don't say I was dumped. What? Who the hell is she to dump you? That's how you should think. Say, okay, she wasn't qualified enough. She was not smart enough. That's it. And Bartos says, have 3 dates this week. Ooh, my goodness. Busy schedule. And no one of them were, and no one them were not as good as my first date with the ex. Well, yeah, because with the ex you have so much memory and events that happen, experiences, and time pass, and so you cannot compare a physical interaction with the new girl with the emotional entanglement and the experience that you had with the previous one. It's just an unfair advantage. Spend the same amount of time and experience with each one of them, then we'll talk. Maybe you'll say, oh, these ones are much better. Adam says, in regards to the woman being conditioned to chase men who have the superficialities, then realize these men aren't good enough or good for them, is really frustrating for us good men. I'm waiting for these women to wake up. Yeah, true. But don't wait for them to wake up. Search for a better one who doesn't need to make these mistakes, and they're not conditioned in that way. So, because these ones who wake up, they'll be doing exactly what they did when they were sleeping. So focus on the quality, on selection. Selection is everything. Once you select it, then you will condition yourself, brainwash yourself that what you selected is a good one, and you don't see the problems with it because you selected it. You're not going to say, well, what I selected was shit because I don't know any better. No, because you selected it, now you want to prove to the world that I have the best thing, and you brainwash yourself that this is the best thing, and then you will have a hard time seeing the reality of her when it needs to be focused on. And then until it's too late, you're too conditioned, too used to her, and then it'll become difficult for you to forget her and move on easily when things don't work out as they should have or you hoped for it to. Terrell says, thank you, Mehran. You're welcome. Adam says she doesn't know if she's shitting or vomiting. Should be a quote for your t-shirt. That's true. Okay. Hello, everyone. Mark 35 UK. Hello, Mark. How have you been? Mr. Renavik. Is it the first time you're here, Renavik? Possibly. Or have I forgotten? He says, thank you, and is from Orlando, Florida. Okay. Forgot the age, Mr. Bernavik. Excalibur says, if I could choose a t-shirt code, it would definitely be, if you understand what I just said, well, that makes one of us. Because I didn't. That's right. Cracks me up every time I think of it. And Hamza says, hello, Mira, how you doing? Thank you, Hamza. Adam says, talking to Isu. And Ayushman says, sir, your words, their attention for you is temporary. Sir, your words, then in brackets, their attention for you is temporary, but your respect for yourself is permanent. Really motivates me. Good. Maybe that should be another word. Let me just copy that, what I said here, and record it here. And possibly I'll add it to the list of the sayings for the t-shirts. All right. Back on track here. Pet says, a Romanian says, don't dream green horses on the wall, meaning don't think she will change. I see. Pets is okay. Yeah, got it. All right, guys. Looks like we hit all the questions. Well, that's my cue for saying thank you very much for giving me your time, for sharing these things with you. Have a discussion together at this cozy afternoon here, and it must be late night in Europe. Wherever you are, I hope that you're well and taking good care of yourself. And I look forward to talk to you again. Please don't forget to share the videos that you like on your social media, and click likes and make comments on the videos that you like. Make sure you click like here before I just end the live talks. And please recommend the channel to your friends, and maybe if you have a possibility to request an interview from a university radio station or newspaper or local radio station or TV station, whatever it is that you are in contact with, perhaps that would help us to put us on the map, and I would certainly appreciate it. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others, and I look forward to talking to you soon. I love you all. Bye for now.